Hello and good morning, friends. Your morning is not just the start of a day, it is the foundation of your destiny. The way you wake up, the thoughts you entertain, and the choices you make in those early hours quietly shape the direction of your life. Before the world demands anything from you, your morning gives you a chance to decide who you will become that day and who you are becoming in the long run. When you wake up with intention, you take control before distractions take control of you. A mindful morning trains the mind to lead instead of follow. The first thoughts you allow into your head create the emotional tone for the rest of the day. If you begin with gratitude, clarity, and purpose, your actions naturally align with growth. If you begin with chaos, comparison, or regret, your energy gets scattered before the day even begins. Mornings are powerful because the mind is most receptive then. It listens closely to what you tell it. If you feed it hope, it grows strong. If you feed it doubt, it carries that doubt everywhere. A few quiet moments of reflection, learning, or prayer can strengthen the mind more than hours of forced motivation later in the day. What you plant in the morning, you harvest in your behavior. A purposeful morning builds discipline. It teaches you to show up for yourself before you show up for the world. Whether it is reading a few pages, setting clear intentions, or simply breathing in silence, these small rituals remind you that your life deserves care and direction. Over time, these habits shape your mindset, and your mindset shapes your destiny. Your morning choices may seem small, but they compound. One focused morning becomes a focused day. Focused days become productive weeks. Productive weeks become meaningful years. Destiny is not decided by one big moment. It is built quietly through daily routines that no one applauds, but everyone eventually sees the results of. Even when life feels heavy, mornings give you a fresh beginning. Yesterday's mistakes do not own today's sunrise. Each morning is an invitation to reset, to realign, and to rise stronger than before. When you honor your mornings, you honor your future. So choose your mornings wisely. Protect them. Shape them with intention, learning, and self-respect. Because the way you start your day is the way you shape your life. And slowly, silently, your morning will decide your destiny. Your first thoughts shape your entire day. The first thoughts you entertain in the morning quietly determine the direction of your entire day. Before the world places its demands on you, your mind is already choosing its path. In those early moments after waking, the mind is open, sensitive, and highly impressionable. What you feed it then becomes the emotional and mental blueprint for the hours that follow. If the morning begins with worry, comparison, or regret, the mind carries that weight into every interaction and decision. Even small challenges feel heavier because the foundation of the day was built on negativity. But when the morning begins with gratitude, intention, or calm reflection, the mind becomes steady. Confidence grows naturally, and clarity replaces confusion. This is not about forcing positivity. It is about choosing awareness. Morning thoughts act like instructions to the subconscious. They tell you what to expect, how to respond, and what to focus on. When you intentionally guide those thoughts, you take control of your inner narrative instead of letting circumstances decide it for you. A few moments of mindful breathing, affirming self-belief, or quiet learning can reprogram the way you experience the entire day. These early thoughts influence your energy, your patience, and your resilience. They affect how you handle stress, how you treat others, and how you respond to setbacks. One intentional thought in the morning can prevent 100 unnecessary reactions later. Over time, this practice strengthens emotional intelligence and builds inner balance. When you master your mornings, you master your mindset. And when your mindset is strong, your actions align with purpose. Your goals feel achievable, your challenges feel manageable, and your path feels clearer. Destiny is not shaped by dramatic moments, but by repeated choices. especially the ones made quietly at the beginning of each day. Choose your first thoughts carefully. They are not just thoughts, they are directions. And the direction you choose in the morning is the direction your life gradually follows. Morning habits build long-term discipline. Morning habits are the silent architects of discipline. What you choose to do in the first hours of the day trains your mind either to follow impulses or to honor commitment. Discipline is not created through pressure or punishment. It is formed through repetition. And the morning is where repetition is born. When you wake up and follow intentional habits, waking on time, moving your body, learning something meaningful, or sitting in quiet reflection, you teach your mind one powerful lesson: I keep promises to myself. This lesson strengthens inner trust. And inner trust is the foundation of discipline. Without it, motivation fades quickly. With it, consistency becomes natural. Bad habits often survive because mornings are unstructured. A rush start leads to reactive behavior. Distractions steal focus before purpose has a chance to enter. But when you build a simple, intentional morning routine, you take control before chaos arrives. You decide the rhythm of your day instead of letting circumstances decide it for you. Morning discipline doesn't demand perfection. It asks for presence. Even one intentional habit practice daily rewires the brain to value structure and responsibility. Over time, these habits strengthen willpower, reduce procrastination, and increase self-respect. You begin to act not because you feel like it, but because you know it matters. As discipline grows in the morning, it quietly spreads into other areas of life. You become more focused at work, more patient in relationships, and more consistent with your goals. The discipline you practice at sunrise follows you into every decision you make. This is how destiny is shaped. Not through sudden change, but through daily structure. When mornings are disciplined, life becomes directed. And when life has direction, growth becomes inevitable. Silence and reflection bring mental clarity. Silence in the morning is not emptiness, it is space. A space where the mind can breathe before the world demands attention. In a life filled with noise, notifications, and constant expectations, silence becomes a powerful tool for clarity. When you allow yourself quiet moments in the morning, you give your mind permission to slow down, reflect, and realign. Reflection helps you understand your emotions before they control you. In silence, you begin to recognize what you are carrying from yesterday: unspoken worries, unresolved thoughts, hidden fears. Acknowledging these feelings early prevents them from silently shaping your reactions throughout the day. When the mind processes emotions in calmness, it responds with wisdom instead of impulsiveness. Morning silence also strengthens self-awareness. Without distractions, you hear your inner voice more clearly. You recognize your intentions, your values, and your priorities. This awareness guides your decisions and keeps you aligned with what truly matters. Reflection is not about overthinking, it is about understanding. And understanding creates peace. Even a few minutes of stillness can shift the energy of the entire day. It allows clarity to replace confusion and purpose to replace pressure. Problems feel less overwhelming when the mind has taken time to organize itself. Silence teaches you to pause, observe, and choose consciously rather than reacting emotionally. When silence becomes part of your morning, clarity becomes part of your life. You communicate better, decide faster, and carry a calm strength that others feel. Reflection gives you direction, and direction builds confidence. In a world that rushes, the one who reflects leads. And when your mornings are guided by silence and awareness, your destiny moves forward with clarity, balance, and intention. Learning in the morning strengthens confidence. Learning in the morning is an act of self-empowerment. Before the world challenges you, you prepare yourself. Before doubts appear, you strengthen your mind. The early hours are when the brain is most receptive, And whatever you feed it at that time becomes the foundation of your confidence throughout the day. When you start your morning by reading, reflecting, or listening to something meaningful, you remind yourself that you are growing. Knowledge creates readiness, and readiness creates confidence. You walk into the day feeling prepared rather than pressured. Even when unexpected situations arise, your mind feels equipped to respond calmly and wisely. Morning learning shifts your focus from fear to capability. Instead of worrying about what might go wrong, you concentrate on what you can handle. This sense of preparedness builds inner strength. Confidence born from learning is not loud or aggressive. It is quiet, steady, and unshakable. It comes from knowing you are improving one day at a time. Consistent morning learning also reduces self-doubt. When you invest in your mind daily, you begin to trust yourself more. You trust your judgment, your decisions, and your ability to adapt. This trust allows you to speak with clarity, act with courage, and pursue opportunities without hesitation. Over time, learning becomes part of your identity. You see yourself as someone who grows, who evolves, who refuses to stay stagnant. This identity strengthens self-belief and reshapes the way you see challenges. Instead of feeling overwhelmed, you feel capable. Confidence does not come from waiting for perfect conditions. It comes from preparation. And preparation begins in the morning. When you learn before the world asks anything from you, you step into your day empowered, assured, and ready to shape your destiny. Consistent mornings create powerful momentum. Momentum is not created by rare bursts of motivation. It is built through consistency. And consistency begins in the morning. When you start each day with purpose, even in the smallest ways, you create forward movement that carries you through challenges and keeps you aligned with your goals. A focused morning gives your day direction. When the first actions are intentional, the rest of the day naturally follows that rhythm. One productive morning leads to a productive day. Productive days turn into progress. Progress, repeated over time, becomes destiny. This is how small morning choices quietly shape the future. Consistency in the morning strengthens confidence and trust in yourself. Every time you honor your routine, you prove to yourself that you are capable of commitment. That proof builds inner strength. You stop waiting for motivation and start relying on discipline. And discipline creates momentum that doesn't fade when things get difficult. Momentum also reduces resistance. When positive action becomes habitual, it no longer feels heavy. You move forward naturally without forcing yourself. Your energy stays aligned, your focus sharpens, and distractions lose their power. What once required effort now feels effortless. Even on difficult days, consistent mornings keep you moving. You may move slowly, but you do not stop. And that is powerful. Momentum is not about speed, it is about direction. As long as you continue, growth is happening. When mornings are consistent, life gains flow. You stop feeling stuck. You stop starting over. You start building forward. And that forward movement, guided by intention and consistency, is what transforms ordinary days into a meaningful life. Every morning offers a chance to rewrite your story. Every morning arrives with a quiet promise. You are not bound by yesterday. No matter how heavy the past feels, no matter how many mistakes were made or dreams delayed, the morning gives you a clean page. It does not ask for explanations. It simply offers you a new beginning. When you wake up, you are given a rare power, the power to choose again. You can choose new thoughts instead of old regrets. You can choose hope instead of fear. You can choose progress instead of staying stuck. This choice, made daily, slowly rewrites your story in ways you may not immediately notice, but will one day deeply appreciate. Mornings remind you that failure is not final. What went wrong yesterday does not define what is possible today. Each sunrise carries the message that life believes in your ability to try again. When you honor that message, you begin to live with courage rather than guilt. You stop punishing yourself for the past and start preparing yourself for the future. Rewriting your story does not require dramatic change. It begins with simple actions. Getting up with intention, speaking kindly to yourself, choosing growth over comfort. These small decisions, repeated every morning, reshape your mindset and realign your direction. Slowly, the story shifts from survival to purpose, from regret to resilience. The most powerful part of the morning is its honesty. It shows you who you are becoming through your choices. When you choose intention in the morning, you choose responsibility for your life. And responsibility is where true freedom begins. Each morning is a reminder that destiny is flexible. It responds to consistency, effort, and belief. When you wake up and choose to move forward, even a little, you are rewriting your story line by line. And one day, you will look back and realize it all changed. Because you decided not to give up on your mornings. Your life does not change all at once. It changes one morning at a time. Each sunrise gives you the opportunity to reset your thoughts, realign your focus, and recommit to the person you are becoming. When you treat your mornings with intention, you begin to treat your life with respect. Small choices made early in the day quietly shape your habits, your mindset, and your destiny. What you think, learn, and practice in the morning becomes the energy you carry into the world. Over time, these moments build discipline, confidence, clarity, and purpose. Protect your mornings. Honor them. Use them to grow, to learn, and to believe in yourself again. Because when you choose your mornings wisely, you are choosing your future. And slowly, gently, your mornings will lead you to the life you were meant to live.